All right. Here we go back again. Oh man, I am so excited to have my man Dami here on the other side of the coin. It's been a long time, seriously, but since I've started doing the whole guest things again and live streaming, I just could not think of a better man to have back here with that charismatic feel, that excitement, that buzz, that energy. And everyone, please say welcome to Dami. Dami, how are you, my man?
Miss, my guy, back again on the channel. It's been a long time. I can't lie to you. I'm trying to push the hardest I can for energy because I'm grasping at that right now with work and everything. Took a lunch break. I said, you know what, we've got to boss onto the channel. It's been a long time. Got that big game coming up. So yeah, man, I'm gassed to have me on. Thank you for having me on.
Brilliant, bro. Brilliant. Look, yeah, I definitely do understand the time constraints. So let's get straight into it. And yeah, of course, man, we will catch up on the side, and I'm sure we'll have a good conversation after. But first of all, my man, big game coming up, as you said, against Sevilla. Let's before we get into a whole heap of that talk about the game later tonight, later tomorrow for me actually. But I want to now firstly just get your thoughts on the very first match that we had with these guys, which was what maybe a month ago now, or maybe a bit more than a month ago. And I want to just gauge your sort of thoughts on that performance, just in a summary, I suppose. That personally, when I saw that match before going into that match, obviously I was a bit worried about Sevilla, them being the Europe Cup champions, and they've been very well gelled with Lopetegui, and they were playing some good football. And then, of course, when we got in, and that was our first game where we had that draw, which then created that unbeaten streak so far at the moment. And that match, along with the Man United match, created that sort of defensive structure that we now get to see. So looking at that match and now looking at this one that's coming up, how much of your vision has changed from then to now?
The thing is, like, in hindsight, okay, looking at that game and the Manchester United game, it gives so much more context. Okay. Hey, Anthony, big man, welcome. What are you saying, Maji? But yeah, like and I will respond to your message, my friend. I've seen that. I will respond to it. I'm just so busy. But like I was saying, at the end of the day, for me, in hindsight, when you look at the context behind how we set up in those two games, because I actually had a look at the statistics and I've tried to over the weekend, because I don't think I'm perfect at knowledge when it comes to when it comes to football. You know what I'm saying? I'm more on the entertaining side, but I'd like to do back what I have to say with actual proper statistics. And I did look at some of the stats after the game, and it was not, I don't say it was funny, but Chelsea defensively were quite strong. I mean, Sevilla had more of the ball, they had more possession, they had more shots. They definitely dominated us away from home. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that they came to our own house and played that way against us at that point in time was quite frustrating and was quite annoying. However, ever since that game has been played, Chelsea have come out and shown that, one, they can be defensively solid against any opposition we go up against. We show that in our game against Tottenham. As much as everybody feels like Tottenham parked the bus against us, let's look at the actual game and what they actually did. Harry Kane was dropping extremely deep, nullifying Kante in that game, was dictating play almost like a number 10, almost like a deep number 8 even. It was that deep at most times. So it really put off how we play. But the fact we're still able to get a defensive shift out of that really proves to me that we can do defending against most clubs on the planet. I think the only club we can't really defend against is Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich would shred anybody. Literally, that team can shred any single individual on this planet. But going into this game, I'm feeling a lot more confident because now I know we can get the defensive job done. And in this game, I'm expecting us to not really we're not going to set up the same way we set up against them the first time. And I don't know if Sevilla are going to be expecting that, because they're going to be playing at home. So they're definitely not going to do any sort of defensive type job, because I think they're fifth in the league, in their league, on top of Barcelona, even though Barcelona hasn't been playing too well, but definitely have been playing quite well. So I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be quite exciting. It's going to be quite fast paced, because that Sevilla team is extremely well drilled. And like you said, they've won, is it 3 Europa Leagues on the bounce or something like that? So they're definitely not a mess about it. Exactly. So they're definitely not about, they're not a mess about squad. So I'm looking forward to this one, definitely. But like you said, the context has changed now that we don't really have to do that sort of defensive thing anymore. And yeah, I'm quite curious to see how Lampard lines up this evening.
No, absolutely agreed, man. I mean, looking back, as you said, on that particular match to where we are now, I'd be very surprised if we played in that manner again. I think back then we probably needed to play, I suppose, like that just to get that
Yes.
solidity. And Frank Lampard was sort of harping back then that these were still matches, pre-season matches for them. So they just needed to get that sort of fitness level up. But now I think fitness level should be up there. And as you said, we're defending very, very well against Spurs. Likes of Son and Kane literally had zero involvement in that game. So it does speak volume. Now, you sort of touched on the form of Sevilla. Let's dig in a little bit deeper on this. So looking at the table, I'll just have a look quickly. You were right. They are fifth. And 5 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, 16 points. They're not really setting the world on fire in La Liga at the moment, but at the same time, it's not like it's poor either. In the Champions League, their form has been pretty much the same as us. The only difference is we've been convincingly smashing the other teams and putting goals away, whereas Sevilla hasn't been doing that. So, in terms of form, how much do you buy into? And looking at our form as well, like we've been playing really well in terms of, clean sheets, winning streak, which is obviously broken off the back of that Tottenham match. I think Sevilla are now on a 4-match winning streak, the last 4 matches they've won. So looking at both sides, form-wise, how do you think this sort of matches up, and what do you feel, who's got probably the upper hand in this particular match?
In this fixture, I mean, we said there are 4-match winning streak. Is it like the Liga side? Or
so that's Champions League and League. So I think 2 matches in the League and 2 in the Champions League. So the past 4 they've won Sevilla.
Have they? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Let me have a quick look again.
Let me see.
Could be.
Yeah, they lost their last 2 games, I think.
Sevilla lost their last 2 games?
I think so. Let me check.
Oh, I could be wrong here.
I don't know anybody on Twitter to come and spin both of us. You know what I'm saying? You know how that platform can be.
Sevilla just beat Huesca 1-0, and then they beat Krasnodar last week 2-1. They beat Celta Vigo 4-2. They beat Osasuna 1-0, and they beat Krasnodar again 3-2. So they've actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-match winning streak. Am I reading this right? I'm pretty sure I'm reading this right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had their last loss.
Google is lying to me. But now, like you said, man, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the form and everything, 100%. So, like you said, they're on that 4-match winning streak right now, and that's really good form for them to come into this game. But one thing I know everybody says that this game is extremely important to win, which I would not disagree to, because the quicker you win and sort out first place, the better for us. But I think it's more of we should not lose, because one thing I do know we have over Sevilla is that firepower, that ability to score a lot of goals. We're going to play, I think it's Krasnodar in our final game. I don't know if it's Krasnodar. I think it's Krasnodar. I'm pretty confident in our squad's ability to absolutely batter and smash them. So as long as we don't lose to Sevilla today, okay, if we draw, because I think Chelsea have 8, like goal difference is 8 and theirs is 3 or so. So we're like 5 goals ahead. So as long as we go out there and like make sure we don't lose, I'm expecting Frank to go there and say, you know what, we can take the win now. We can get some of the youngsters involved against Krasnodar for Champions League experience, which would be more ideal. And that way we'd get to rest the likes of Werner, Mason Mount, N'Golo Kante, and all those different players that need quite a bit of rest right now. So yeah, like going into this fixture, I'm quite confident in our ability to get stuff done, because like you rightfully said, Sevilla haven't been winning all their games that convincingly. You know what I'm saying? They are definitely packed in that squad. They are a solid team, but they are not, I don't think they're as solid as we are right now. So yeah, I'm quite confident going into this game. I feel like with a few changes made here and there in our squad, I mean, just to accommodate the fact that certain individuals have been playing below their usual standard due to lack of rest, I still feel like we can go there and do a job. I'm not saying it will be the cleanest job, but I can't expect a clean sheet, and I'm expecting maybe, I don't know, score 2 goals or something. But yeah, I'm more confident. If I was as a Chelsea fan, and if I was a Sevilla fan, I'd be less confident than Chelsea fans going into this game, just because of how the 2 teams have been playing in recent times. So yeah.
No, I think I have to agree with you, man. Once again, looking back from our first match, probably most of us probably were a little bit less confident facing someone like Sevilla off the back of how we were playing initially. But I have to agree with you as well, man. I'm a lot confident this time around facing them, thinking, yeah, we're away from home. I feel like, as you said, we've got a lot of firepower and we've got that defensive unit to take care of them. So, yeah, I'm cheekily confident as well. Actually, no, not even cheekily. I'm very confident that we can get something out of this. As you said, draw. To have that mentality of let's not lose it, because there is a chance to come first. Now, let's talk about this particular aspect now, the importance of this match. We kind of touched on it, but let's really just hone in on Sevilla would be desperate to come first in this particular table. Yeah,
100%.
Everyone would. With Chelsea, they want to be first. Sevilla wants to be first, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get one of these surprise packages, which we are starting to see, likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona. They could probably end up coming second in their group. So the last thing you want is, I suppose, someone coming first and getting one of them. But at the same time, those teams may not even come second. They could still propel and come first. So you can still get the easier sort of task in the second round. But, for someone like Sevilla, Dami, do you think this is the perfect match where they think they'll go for broke because they're at home and a draw is not going to be enough for them to come first, because we've got, as you said, Krasnodar, so we can possibly get a win there. No disrespect to Krasnodar. Do you think this is the game where they go to themselves, you know what? I don't care about a draw. We just go out there and we win. If we win, we come first and the matter's in our hands. But if we go out there and we just play the way Chelsea wants us to play and just goes away with a draw, and that's exactly what Chelsea would want. I feel that they don't want to lose, as you said, so that they give themselves the opportunity to beat Krasnodar and win the league. So looking at both sides, how important is this particular match? Is it for Chelsea that, in the sense, yes, it is important, but at the same time, maybe more important not to lose, and more for Sevilla, it's important to win?
I think for both teams, it's a lot, because as things currently stand, Chelsea does have the upper hand. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I think Sevilla want to be the ones to determine their own fate. Like you said, with no respect to Krasnodar, I mean, we should be battering Krasnodar. Let's just keep it real. If we don't, then we should be asking some serious questions. But
at home as well, at the bridge.
At home, at Stamford Bridge. I think fans will be allowed back in for that as well. Things starting from. So, I mean, I don't think the whole Stamford Bridge faithful would appreciate an L against Krasnodar. You know what I'm saying? I went on record calling them a Harry Potter spell. So, I don't think we should be losing to that sort of opposition. But now, all jokes aside, I do feel like Sevilla, coming into this game for them, like I keep telling a lot of people, Chelsea, I'm not saying we should. Please, I'm not implying that to anyone that's watching. But Chelsea can afford to go into this game like looking for a draw, in the sense that if we draw against Sevilla, things are still quite balanced and it's still in our hand, because as long as we beat the opposition, like we keep that 5-goal margin, or we outscore Sevilla in the next game, if we score more goals than Sevilla and we don't concede, then we will be finishing first. But like I said, I think Sevilla, they're playing at home, okay? They have the advantage of the home soil. I mean, I don't think they're going to be fans in there, but it's still home soil. They're going to come out all guns blazing, with all the fire in their eyes, wanting to be able to determine the course of this fixture. Because, like I keep saying, no, I don't know, I can't remember the pots specifically, so nobody should really quote me on that. But I don't think anybody's trying to go up against the Bayern Munich. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to do any of that. So they will rip all of us to shreds, like genuinely, like Kimmich, and you've got like, oh no, let me not even start getting gassed up about those players.
Don't worry about that team. That team is insane, man.
That team is insane. Can you imagine if we had Kimmich in our squad? Oh my God, it would change things. I think I would back us to win the World Cup. Honestly, I think we'd win the World Cup. Genuinely, that's how good I feel. We'll just win the World Cup. Come on with the blue flag, you know what I'm saying? Flow the thing, national anthem is liquidated. They'll come out all guns blazing. But like I said, I just feel like with this game and the way things are structured at the moment, that as a Chelsea fan, I feel like it's extremely important for us to go out there with that winning mentality. Like I said, it's enough for us to draw and then beat Krasnodar. But if we're looking at things in the long term and the amount of games that we have within this short period, the hot December period, I think we do need to make sure we beat off Sevilla quite quickly so that in the last Champions League game, it can just be like a throwaway. Because if you think about it, if we're going to go out there and draw against Sevilla, that means in our next game, we still need to come with a proper squad that's going to absolutely... Yeah, Jeff, anyone but Bayern, man. Anyone but Bayern. But like I said, if anything happens and we don't manage to beat up like Sevilla properly. Do you get where I'm coming from? We need to beat Sevilla now and know that we can rest the likes of Timo Werner, we can rest the likes of Mason Mount, we can rest the likes of Ben Chilwell. That's one that not a lot of people are talking about, because if Chilwell gets injured, I don't see Aspilicueta playing anymore, because not because he's not a good left back, but because like Frank has realized that if you want one of the people up front, like maybe a Pulisic or a Werner to occupy the half spaces, he's going to need a fullback that does quite a bit of attacking and another fullback that can pick off the balls, like the crossfield balls from Hakim Ziyech. You know where I'm coming from? So I don't think he wants to put him there. That's why I think he's been putting Emerson over Alonso instead, but nobody wants to see Emerson or Alonso bombing down the flanks on the left wing. You know what I'm saying? So I just think nobody wants to see that. That's not a beautiful side, not at all. No. Alonso defense is a fugazi. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. But nah, man. Like I said, if not for anything, we should win this match properly for our team and looking into the fixtures in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think you're bang on. Like at the end of the day, Sevilla's going to look for. They're definitely going to look for the win here at home. They're going to go for it. And at the same time, we shouldn't have that mindset of let's go and secure a draw here, because you know very well, Dami, when you have that mindset, let's go and secure a draw, before you know it, we should have that mentality that they won the win, we won the win as well. So let's bring it on. Let's get this going. Let's see where this goes, right? So having said about that, it's now a perfect segue to now talk about our team and who's in, who's out in terms of fitness and the stuff that Frank was talking about in the press conference yesterday in regards to rotation and few players that may get the chance. So what I want to ask you, we're not going to talk about lineups and formation yet, because we're going to keep it for the end. But off the back, if I was to say, Dami, with Leeds coming up during the weekend, and with all the games that we've played recently, with the news of Billy Gilmour, which we'll talk about as well, who's in the squad in the Champions League, who would be some of your players that you would be looking at rotating perhaps in this match in terms of giving them a start?
And so you're telling me who I'm going to take off, or who I'm going to...
Yeah, so who would you take off, rotate, and perhaps give them a start in this particular match?
That's hard, man. That's really hard, because, for example, if it was like, I would love to see Thiago Silva rest. You know where I'm coming from? Because playing against Leeds are an extremely physical side, and for anyone that don't know about Leeds, it's almost the same level as Tottenham. That's how bad the rivalry between Chelsea and Leeds is. Yeah. I mean, I'm a younger fan, so I didn't really get to witness all that, but I have a big respect for history, and I did it was mad. You know, coming from...
And that game's going to be a grudge match, man. Like, they don't like Frank Lampard much, man. Leeds don't like Frank much, so yeah.
Exactly. So, like, when you consider all those different things, it's a big game. A lot of people are going to look at it as like, it's not, when you think of big games, you're thinking you're Tottenham, you're thinking you're United, you're thinking, I was about to say Arsenal, but they're irrelevant now. You've got your Liverpool, you've got your City.
They're dusted.
They even bring it. It's boring to banter Arsenal fans right now, but like I said, when you look at all those are the teams you think of. But now, I do know Leeds, Bielsa is a good manager. They set up tactically. I think he's top 3 in the league tactically as well as a manager. He's 100%. Yeah. So I don't think he's not playing at a big team right now. But then again, like I said, I'd like to see the likes of Thiago Silva rested. But am I going to trust Rudiger against Sevilla? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to resting that squad, the only real positions where we can afford to change stuff up are possibly left back, possibly, and I say that's a big if. I don't know if Lampard is going to want to put a bunch of stooges. I don't know if Lampard is going to want to put Emerson on the left wing, because I do see that he has put in my left back quite a few times. Will he do it again? I'm not sure if he's going to start him. When it comes to midfield, Kovacic, Jorginho, we've all seen that many times in the past. He's gotten overrun. I've gone on record saying I like the two of them as like a quote-unquote pivot in midfield, but the defensive frailties and all the defensive errors are too much for us to just not consider. You know, I'm coming from, we need to account that as well. thing is, we need to also make sure we respect Sevilla because last time we played them, they actually, I wouldn't say they played us out of the park, but they definitely showed that if you give them the chance, they will dominate you. You know where I'm coming from? It's not like they're Tottenham trying to go on the. They will dominate the ball, and I don't want us to go run in midfield. So if I'm looking at any changes, the major one I'm thinking of right now is Timo Werner off for Callum Hudson-Odoi because Callum in his last Premier League, like his last few games that we've witnessed, he's played quite well. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, he has had some matches where he scored but didn't really perform. But his last game was quite inspiring. Do you know where I'm coming from? I know Lampard in his press said he's not going to be forced to play Callum the same way Dele Alli is going to play for Spurs that much, or he's not really bothered about the Bayern Munich links. And I'm not going to bring in the whole Maurizio Sarri hypocritical blah blah blah, not playing promising. I'm not going to bring because I think that argument is a bit it gets tiring. You know what I'm saying? But
it's old now. Yeah,
exactly. So for me, that's the one change where I'm like, you know what, let's get that sorted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who we're going to put on right. Maybe we can also introduce Pulisic maybe in the last 30 minutes. I don't think he's going to drop Tammy. I don't think he's going. I know Tammy didn't really play that well against Tottenham. He missed quite a few sitters, but Werner's been missing.
You reckon Giroud might start?
Giroud, that's another one as well because you've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, you've got Ziyech. Those two have fantastic crossing ability. Yeah, Albert, you're spot on. I think Giroud could actually come in as well. Apologies, I forgot that. But yeah, those are two. I think we've got most of our flexibility up front, and that's why I trust where Timo Werner not playing. Okay, our best player, but let him. I mean, we've got Callum Hudson-Odoi who can do something on the wings. It's a Champions League night against Sevilla. We can bring on Giroud, who I know can play relatively well. So those are the two positions where I'm quite confident that we could actually do some form of rotation in. As much as I'd like to, Hudson-Odoi's battery is full, like you said, man. But as much as I'd like to see Billy Gilmour play, I don't think this is the best game to introduce him to because the stakes, even though they are not that high, they are that high. Do you know where I'm coming from? So maybe if we end up winning like early in the game, like if we score 2 quick fire goals and we can control the game for 60 minutes, maybe introduce Billy in the 60th, 70th, 80th minute, give Kante, who's probably going to play at the DM in this game, a bit of rest. Because like I keep saying, we're going into a thick period where we're playing every game every 2, 3, 4 days. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That leaves you with a day to travel back, then recovery. Yeah. You might not even get a chance to train again. So these players, I mean, we know they get paid a lot, but you need to.
They're human beings, bro. They're human beings. Like it doesn't matter. Like just because they get paid doesn't mean they're robots now. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Not everybody is Erling Haaland, isn't it? So yeah. That's it. Oh, well, yeah.
Look, man, I definitely like your attitude of we should play with a strong team because this isn't a Mickey Mouse match. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is legit. This is Champions League, Sevilla away from home. This is fighting for the top spot. I feel Frank might have made those comments to throw off Lopetegui to think I'm just going to field, your like all the fringe players, like players that are not getting enough minutes. Everyone's going to play. It's going to be a B team. No, I do want us to have a proper team set out. And as you said, Dami, I don't know, man. Like to take Thiago off or to take Zuma off and put someone like Rudiger, man, that is going to give me heart palpitation. No disrespect to Rudiger, he's been all right, but this is the kind of match where I think, it will do us. Like the fan base will just they'll get scared. And the point you made as well in regards to Emerson, let's face it. I mean, we all want Chilwell to play, but at the same time, we understand he can't play every match. But I must be honest to myself, Dami. You're going to say something. Say it, Dami.
Chua reminds me of the kind of player that will play through injuries, and we cannot afford to do that right now. He's going to be like, Gaffer's going to be like, oh yeah, mate, you good? Yeah, you sure you can play? He's going to be like, yeah, definitely, man. Yeah. Then he's going to keep taking. See that nasty thing that happened to him against Tottenham? That was, he rolled his ankle. He kept on playing. That's mad.
I was scared. I was scared.
Mad. So he's going to go up to Lampard and be like, yo, I'm good. Lampard is going to take his word for it because that's his best option. Nobody wants to go into war with their weakest guns. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go with their best of the best. So, but I do think we need to give, Chilwell, Benjamin, take a seat. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? We know how good you are. You're very important to this squad. Just sit out this game because Emerson. I mean, we've all heard about the rumors. I mean, not even just rumors. They're pretty straightforward. I mean, someone told me about how his barber said that he wants to leave. We know Emerson, Alonso, those two are like done. Do you know what I'm saying? They're pretty much done. But if I had to trust one of the two left backs to still do and fill up that position of an attacking left back, I'd leave it in the hands of Emerson, because as much as he's not really playing that often now and he hasn't been performing that well, I know the kind of player that's in there, but once again, I trust him over Alonso is what I'm trying to say. But nah, man, sorry for interrupting. I feel like I had to mention that, when it comes to yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Look, as you said, man, I mean, Chilwell's our best left back, and you want to play him every match, but at the same time, he's a human being. He's not going to be able to play every match. And as you said, I just feel like he's just an injury away for us to get screwed, man. So this is probably a good match to just relax him. And as you said, bro, he comes across a player that if Frank goes, oh, Chile, you all right? You all right to go, mate?
Yeah, man.
Put me off. I'll play 120 minutes if I have to. Do you know what I mean? But this is probably, and I just hope that someone like Emerson, if he does start, that he does take this opportunity to shine and
put in it all. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let's not make his barbers become, the Chelsea correspondents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't want that use from their barbers. But yeah, look, man, definitely. I think the only rotation I personally see is perhaps the Tammy Abraham one with Oliver Giroud probably getting a chance, because
you think
Werner
will start?
Huh?
You think Werner will start?
Oh no! So instead of Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and instead of Tammy Abraham, Giroud. Those are the probably two big ones, and Chilwell. These are the big ones. Reece James and Azpilicueta, look, for me, it doesn't really matter. Both are going to give us a great performance. I'm not really bothered about that. And in the middle, I really don't want to see Kovacic, Jorginho pivot like the first time we played against these guys.
We got run through, yeah.
Yeah, they just completely annihilated us. We need someone robust like Kante. So, yeah, for me, the rotation, honestly, the ones I can picture is Callum Hudson-Odoi, who deserves it because he played so well against Rennes, man. For me, that was the best performance I've seen of Callum Hudson-Odoi for a long time. And then to not even be in the squad against Tottenham, that must have really hurt him. So he deserves to come back in, and Timo Werner probably a bit of rest. Tammy Abraham probably just needs to chill out off the back of that match against Tottenham, just needs to recharge again. So Giroud there. And yeah, as I said, Chilwell, I agree with you. So enough about the rotation and who's in, who's not. I think we've covered that. Let's talk a little bit about Billy Gilmour, bro. Lots of hype about Billy Gilmour. He's back in the squad. He is going to be in this Champions League particular match in the squad. You've kind of mentioned it, but do you feel it will be a massive surprise if Kante was to rest and Billy starts the match? I mean, how is your reaction going to be if Billy Gilmour starts as soon as the lineup comes up? How's the reaction going to be, bro?
As a human being, and honestly, if I see Billy starting, I will be over the moon. I will be extremely excited. I may cream my pants because I love Billy Gilmour. I'm coming from. So, like I keep telling people, remember when I first came onto Twitter and I had you on my podcast and we spoke. Even before all of that, even before the whole world knew about Billy Gilmour, I've always been talking about him. So I've loved him so much, and that's why whenever people say, "Oh, Billy's going to overtake your king, Jorginho," I'm like, I've been standing Gilmour for the longest time, so like I can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Like I really can't lose at the end of the day. But I will see that. I'll be happy. But then after 5 minutes, realization will kick in. We're putting this boy up against a team that are extremely physical. They are going to want to play some serious football, okay? Yeah. And they will do whatever it takes to win this game. Billy is just coming back from a long-term injury, okay? And am I really going to put him in the middle of... I don't think this is the best game. So I will be happy to see him. And I'm not saying he probably couldn't back it, but I wouldn't want to see that because it's like, am I sure I want to see it? Because imagine if you get onto the pitch.
High risk, bro.
Exactly. It's high risk. I know it's high risk, high reward, but am I really trying to put him into that? And then maybe if he has a bad game and then Chelsea lose, you know how Twitter would be. Or not even just, it's going to be a madness. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should just rest our Scottish Iniesta, honestly. Like I said, so that's why I feel we should go in first 15, 20 minutes, boom, 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 hit down Sevilla, break down the wall, get all sorts of stuff sorted out and like get them like get them broken down, and then if we can score 1, 2 goals, keep control of the game for 45 or so minutes, wear them out, keep the ball, then we can bring on Billy Gilmour, because that's one thing he can do well. I'm not saying he does it as well as your Jorginho or your Kovacic, but even Kovacic doesn't really keep the ball that well, to be fair. He's very good at let me not even get into that. But at the end of the day, he can recycle possession quite well, do the distribution, get all that done. He's got Thiago Silva behind him, telling him how to get stuff done. So I'd like to see him towards the end of the game if we are winning, because I do not want to risk him in such a high profile game. You know, I don't think this isn't the best game to start him. But like I said, naturally, if I see his name on the style line, I'll be like, yay. But after 5 minutes, I'm like, nah. So that's just
absolutely, bro. No, I'd be like you, bro. I'd be ecstatic if he starts, but at the same time, the realization will kick in. And I think you're right, bro. This is probably not the great match for him to start. If he comes on and gets 15 minutes at the end just to get his engine up and running, that'll be excellent for us. So yeah, man, I'm with you on the whole Billy Gilmour hype. I think the fan base just needs to chill out and let this player just slowly ease him back. He's been out for considerable amount of time with a big injury. So now we've kind of touched on Callum Hudson-Odoi, but let's talk a little bit deeper on this, bro. The question I want to ask you is, if this man doesn't start tomorrow, well, tomorrow for me, tonight for you guys, I mean, would you feel a bit down for him? I'm Sydney 11:31, so 11:31 p.m. on Wednesday, so it'll be Thursday morning for me, the match, but Wednesday night for UK people. But yeah, Dami, if Callum Hudson-Odoi, off the back of his performance against Rennes, he doesn't even play against Spurs, Frank comes out and says, look, he does feel bad about these sort of things. He understands the squad is rich with talent now, and it is difficult to put players away, but he has mentioned that Callum is back in contention on this one to start. How would you feel, man, if he wasn't to start and you saw someone else like Timo Werner, who's been playing non-stop and he probably deserves a bit of rest? But how would you feel, bro? Like,
I will be shocked, annoyed, frustrated, irritated. I would not want to listen to anything, because for me, there are so many,
all of the above.
All of the above, literally, because it doesn't make sense on any fronts. He's played well the last time he played, he was playing well. Timo Werner, as much as I tweeted this the other day, because I don't know,
you cheeky man. I saw that tweet.
Which one?
The one about the TL is now asleep and no one's...
Yeah, exactly, that one. So I said, you know what? Let me tweet this out, because for me, let's keep it real. Werner has been playing like crap. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not playing as crap, but he's been missing some good chances. He's playing on the left wing, which isn't even his ideal thing. I know he likes to play off a proper striker, like Tammy Abraham, if people would like me to call him that. But Tammy hasn't been playing too well. Werner has been playing too well. Werner has been overplayed. He went to play for Germany. Callum has been playing quite well. Callum is fit. He's not injured. Like, we're going to play a game in Leeds, literally, we're going to, because this is one thing a lot of people seem to forget. So we're going to play them, I think it's this evening, Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, yeah? We're going to play them Wednesday. The game is going to finish. They're going to travel back to London on Thursday. They're going to go and have recovery on Friday, and they're going to have to start playing on Saturday. That is mad. You know where I'm coming from? It's literally, you see, that people flying, I hate flying. I know it's not a long flight for them, like 1 hour. It's still a flight. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And flying has that effect on you. So for me, it literally would not make any sense. I wouldn't understand Callum Hudson-Odoi not starting tonight. Do you know where I'm coming from? It doesn't make any sense on any form. Except he's put, I can't even think of any except, because I don't know. Like, maybe will he put Pulisic over Werner? Maybe that could make sense. But even then again, you could argue that Pulisic is just coming back from injury. Should he be starting this game? But as far as I'm concerned, Callum should be playing. Ziyech also didn't play that well.
And you know what? This is the issue that we had with Pulisic previously, where we brought him back quick and he got injured again. So you'd want to think about that as well, yeah?
Exactly. So there's so many, Werner has not been playing too well. Ziyech didn't play well in his last game. I do know that we sort of, I wouldn't say it was isolated, but his balls weren't coming off. And like I keep telling a lot of people, that's one of the reasons why when everybody wanted Ziyech and I wanted Sancho was Ziyech, much like Timo Werner, are the sort of players that require a lot of tries before stuff comes up properly. And that's how Ziyech has always been. When he was at Ajax, whenever you saw his highlight reel, always looked magnificent. I'm not saying he's not a magnificent player, but he requires a lot of tries to get stuff running. Same thing with Timo Werner. People are asking, oh, he missed quite a lot, like he's missing a lot of chances now. Go watch him in the Bundesliga. He scored, I think he's third behind Ronaldo and Messi. A phenomenal start. He took quite a few chances as well, and he did miss quite a few chances as well. So for me right now, Werner isn't really playing that well. I'm not saying we should bench Ziyech because I think him switching the play is going to be critical against the Sevilla team. I think that's going to be extreme, but Werner shouldn't play this game. Pulisic should still stay rested. If anything, maybe he should come on for Callum or Ziyech. But my point is, bottom line, Callum not starting this evening would not make an ounce of sense to me. Literally wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. It wouldn't make any sense.
You're spot on, man. If I don't see, just like you, Callum Hudson-Odoi in the starting lineup, I'd be seriously questioning this boy's time in Chelsea, because what more do you need this guy to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's had a very good time in England under 21s, comes off and does really well against Rennes, doesn't play against, not even in the team against Tottenham. So I'd be very, very annoyed if he is not at least starting. And as you said, bro, there's 5 subs, so we've got plenty of time to rotate players around. Someone like Pulisic can come on, Kai Havertz can come on, and many others. So yeah, hopefully, guys, Callum Hudson-Odoi does start, and that's the stance that Frank takes. Now let's wrap up this session with our the style that we always do. Your lineup, bro, your formation, your lineup, and your prediction, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll wrap it up. So first of all, Dami, you being the guest, what's going to be your Chelsea formation and lineup?
So formation, I think one thing, I know I'm diverting off a little bit, but one thing that a lot of people didn't give Frank credit for against, I'm not implying you, but I'm just implying, like, generally speaking, like, something that a lot of people didn't give Frank credit for was the fact that he stopped the 4-3-3 against a strong Tottenham side. That side were they first on the league table, whatever? I don't know if they're still first, whatever it is. They are playing phenomenally well. Do you know, coming from Mourinho has done the madness with that team right now. He's got Harry Kane playing super. Like, a lot of people say Kane has always been good. He's always been playing good, but have you seen, like, did you see how deep Kane was dropping? He was literally almost dictating like him, and he's still scoring. Can
I just tell you something here, Dami? Because it just reminded me. I don't know if you watched Spurs All or Nothing. I know everyone laughed about it, and it was a bit of banter. Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. I watched some of them.
There was an episode where Jose comes in and he talks to Kane. He tells Kane to come into his office. And you know what he said? I don't know if you recall that conversation. The first thing he said to Harry Kane was, Harry, you're good, but you're not Messi and Ronaldo good. Like those guys are there far ahead and you're somewhere here with the rest. I want you to be in that level, like get close to that level, And look at him now. After the lockdown, he's come back from that injury, which he needed that time off. He's assisting, he's scoring, and this is exactly what Jose said about Harry Kane, that he was going to turn him into a superstar. But yeah, carry on, bro. I just needed to put that in.
Well, no, but Miss, you're spot on. We can talk. I like to appreciate other people's, like, how I genuinely, and this could be a hot take. I think this is a hot take. I think he starts for every team in the world.
Harry Kane? I think so. Yes. I think so. But how can you not? He gives you everything.
Some Chelsea fans are trying to, obviously, for example, if Werner scored and Kane didn't against us on Saturday or something, I would have bantered Kane. I would have bantered with Werner. But if they gave me the opportunity to have Kane over Werner right now, it's a no-brainer. Kane is a phenomenal player. Like, look how he was dropping back, and he was like, his passing is also surprisingly accurate. Coming from he's.
And you know what? This is no disrespect to Timo Werner. Like,
it's not disrespectful. And the thing is, a lot of people are going to mention the statistic that he was behind Messi and Ronaldo. Well, Kane was injured for a long time. Remember that. Kane was injured for a very long. I'm not saying he would have surpassed Werner, but my point is, when you look at his overall game and what Kane is about, he's almost complete. Mourinho is transforming him into a phenomenal player. I'm not saying he wasn't phenomenal, but when you thought Kane was about to peak, Mourinho was like, you know what? You can't go much higher. And that's exactly what he's doing with him right now. But let me not talk too much about Kane because I love him as a player, coming from. But looking at this game tonight, yeah, I think what's going to happen is, and yeah, I was talking about formation as well. Frank sticking to his formation against Tottenham was a very bold move, and it was a statement of intent. It was like saying, I'm not going to swap over to a 3-4-3 to accommodate anybody. We're going to play people. They are going to accommodate us. If they're not going to accommodate us, then we're going to get an electric game. That's exactly how it's going to be. So I'm expecting him to still stick to the same 4-3-3 formation. Expecting Kepa Arrizabalaga and goal. I'm joking. I'm expecting Edward Mendy in goal. You know, I'm coming from Mendy in goal. I'm expecting Reece James at right back. Expecting Kurt Zuma, Thiago Silva. I mean, then again, am I expecting Thiago Silva though? I think he's going to play Thiago Silva, but as we all know with Lampard, we never really know what this man is going to do. But we'd play Thiago Silva, you know what I'm saying, and then we'd go with Emerson on that left back. Then I think we're going to keep that midfield Kante, Kai, and Mount so that he can get Kai back into the swing of things. You know, coming from not necessarily that, because Kai doesn't need rest right now. He's been out due to that word you can't see on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can't say that. You can't say that
on YouTube. The video just gets absolutely destroyed. I hate this platform. Just destroyed. Like it's like, yeah, I heard that word. You're not coming. Like you're not getting into anyone's top box. But
like, what about the context? What about the context? But as soon as that word comes up, gone.
It's like, nope, yeah, done and dusted. But now, like I said, Kai should be playing this game, getting back into the swing of things. Mason Mount, I need him to be rested. Yeah, I would like to rest Kante, but are we going to? I mean, it's possible he will put Jorginho. That is a possibility because I know Mason Mount can do a bit of defensive work, but that's the thing. I'm just, I don't know. I really don't know for this one. I still think he's going to play Kante. I hope I'm wrong and he puts Jorginho instead. But not so I don't waffle on for too long. I think Kante, Mount, Kai Havertz. And then up front, I'm expecting, hopefully, to see Ziyech on the right wing, Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left, and Olivier Giroud up front.
Cool. So let's just quickly recap that. You got Mendy, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Zuma, Emerson, Kante with a possible tinge of maybe
Jorginho.
Kante is your main man. Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Giroud. But I think that's a solid team. Like that really is. That should do the job. Do you know what I mean? I'll come back to you for your prediction. I want to go through my team quickly. 4-3-3, as you said. I think bold move to keep that against Spurs. I kind of thought he might not do that, so I'm glad Frank did that. So that now makes me think this is it for us, 4-3-3. So that's the formation, of course. In the back, Mendy. In the right side, look, I might give Azpilicueta again because Leeds is just around the corner. We should be looking at winning the Premier League. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, that's crazy talks." How can you win But we're in the mix. So let's give Reece James that opportunity to play against Leeds. So I might go with Azpilicueta because he's very good defensively. Probably not as great up front, but defensively, he's going to give you a good game. In the left back, man, I'm scared, bro. Anyone besides Chilwell just scares me. But I think you're right, man. Chilwell needs to sit this out. Emerson to start. In the middle, Kante. For me, Kante has to start. I don't know if I can handle Jorginho. I think he's going to get eaten up if it's him against someone like Sevilla who loves to control the ball and really run around a lot. So I don't know how much that's going to benefit someone like Jorginho. So I want Kante there. Mason Mount, man. I know we both like this boy, and for me as well, I can't imagine a midfield without this particular player. He's an engine, man. Like this guy is turning out to be another Kante type sort of engine that he brings. So I'd have him. Kai Havertz, I stick with you as well, Dami, that he's now played a couple of matches off the bench. Maybe this time, go out there, son, start and see what you can do. Because Kovacic, he seemed like he's getting to that burnt level where he's played like 3-4 matches in a row now. And he had a really good game up against Spurs, actually. So, time to give him a bit of rest, probably, and give Kai Havertz a start. Ziyech.
And you could, sorry to cut you off, you could even see it in the game because I know Kovacic had a really good match. I think he played almost the best maybe in that game against Tottenham, but that first half was bad. That's the last thing I want to say. It was bad. Even Kante as well. A lot of people are talking about how good he was defensively. He got dribbled past 4 or 5 times. So fatigue is coming in. You can it's creeping up. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that we need to look up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely, Dami, man. I think you're right. The first half, people don't talk about that, and I kind of mentioned that in my review of that match, saying that first half we got a little bit dominated by Tottenham. But getting back to this one, Yeah, I would have Ziyech. I would have Callum Hudson-Odoi and Giroud. Someone's over here mentioned, what about Pulisic? I think we've both touched on this particular one there. Pulisic, we don't want to rush him back and get him started again. He can come off the bench. Someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's fit, deserves to start this particular match. So someone's mentioned that my volume is a bit down. Dami, were you able to hear me all throughout, or?
Yeah, I could hear you all throughout. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just lift the.
I just think I think my voice is just louder naturally. I think that's just what it is. I'm kind of like a shouty type, yeah. So I think that's just how my voice is. But yeah, your volume was good. I could hear you throughout, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that would be my team. Just to recap, it would be Mendy, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Zuma, Emerson, Kante, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Giroud. So pretty much what you said. It should be enough firepower, bro. Quickly, before we wrap things up, prediction for you, my man.
2-0. I think we should go out there, beat them 2-0. Yep, I think we have enough. I think we have enough in the squad. Like I said, it all depends on that first 15, 20 minutes because Chelsea have the tendency to drag stuff on for too long and not finish off the game. We need that clean. Because like I did see somewhere, someone did say that, yeah, definitely we've got new strikers. We've got Timo Werner in. Abraham has been playing quite well. Pulisic can play some things, yeah, but we don't have that clinical end man that can definitely, like, we don't have like a Haaland. We don't have a Diego Costa anymore. We don't have like those type of strikers that I know when these men are getting the ball, 1-2 chances, boom, we've got a goal. So we need to make sure that we take most of our chances early on and we're bound to convert at least 1 or 2. So we get that sorted, we keep control of the game, and then we can start introducing your Pulisic's and your Pulisic's, is that a thing? And your Gilmours. You know what I mean? That's the thing in the UK, yeah, where people just say S with their like Gilmours and Rudy. But I've never said that with Pulisic before. That's odd, but yeah. That's interesting.
Your Ziyech's, your Pulisic's, your Mounts, man. There's no plural. There's no plural here. But yeah, man, 2-0.
That comment by Jam as well. Can you bring that up for M? That comment by Jam.
Yeah.
See, so that's what I say. That's Jam making a good point. People, he hasn't played in a while. That's the same reason I don't want Gilmour starting. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's Mrs. a nice perspective, like from the whole policy. In an ideal world, if football wasn't something where you don't have to get back into it gradually, go on, start Gilmour, start Pulisic. Come on, what are you saying? Just put them straight in. But I'm not trying to get them injured, especially during this time. This is the 2nd of December. We've got 8 games in December or something like that. 7 games is ridiculous.
9 games.
9 games in December. That's a game every 3 days. So no, I'm not going to get injured anymore. So
no, absolutely, man. There's no need to, risk someone like Pulisic to start this. He can come off the bench. So my prediction, man, I'll take that 2-0 every day of the week. But I feel like we may concede knowing that we are away from home and Sevilla are going to really push for the win as well. Man, but I'm confident that we could possibly get a win here. But you know what, Dami? I'm going to sit on the fence on this. I might go with a 1-1 draw here. I feel like we will get opportunities, but it'll be the same sort of story where we might just miss out here and there. But we will be good enough to get a draw, and that'll be good for us, to be honest, to get a draw. Go back and smash Krasnodar. Hopefully, we don't get an L, as you said, against Krasnodar.
That would be
at the bridge.
I would violate. Literally, I will come up with an angry rant man style video. Genuinely, if that's what happens.
By the way,
there is no passion. There is no vision. There is no aggression. Oh no! I'll be full force. But,
hey, you got to do that video the way you did for that Man United guy.
Which one? The dodge. That was a brilliant video. That was a brilliant video. I don't know.
That was funny, man. But everyone, thank you so much for joining in this live stream. Thank you heaps, Dami, for coming in. I hope you all got everything out of this. Hopefully, we covered everything possible for this particular match in this stream. Dami, you're looking swag. For sure, don't worry about it, man. It's looking brilliant.
I need to get my cream. There's no fade, so we need to go to the barber. Lockdown is over, so let's go
just
sort that.
Before we go, Dami, some final words from you, bro.
Nah, like for example, I see people watching. If you've not hit the like button, please go down, hit that right now, immediately. Immediately go down, hit the like button. But now, thank you for having me on here. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, Miss, it's always a good chat with you. Whenever we speak football, it's facts. You know what I'm saying? We don't come about messing around with any of that nonsense. We're here to speak football with a bit of occasional laughter and jokes and that. But now, I'm happy for you guys to bring me on. Thank you so much for having me on. Best believe I'll be back on I'll be coming on more, like, and you see me as on mine as well. You guys just keep it watch out. Just keep it watch out. Yeah, a lot of games in December. A lot of games in December, so there's a lot of chances.
100%, as Albert's saying here, the grand dam, bro. You're gonna be back without a doubt because I love that energy all the time. But yeah, look, guys, hopefully we get the W tomorrow. Oh, well, tomorrow for me, tonight for you guys. And yeah, and now we move on to Leeds. Until next time, guys. See ya.
In a bit.